Welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be taking a look at BNB. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure to do your own research before investing money into crypto. And just to quickly jump into the CoinMarketCap page for BNB, it's a $163.5 billion project and it's exploding as of the past few months. It's been on a massive roll, and things are looking very good for BNB at the moment. We'll see how much they can keep up this momentum. And if you got into this coin during the bear market, during these low prices of below, almost $200, then congratulations. And if we go on to the main page, you can see that BNB is sitting at the number 5 spot. It got surpassed by Solana previously, but now it's ahead of it, and it's probably going to surpass Tether, and then XRP is not that far behind. So I think BNB has the chance of getting back up to that number 3 spot, and hopefully you guys are going to be able to take profits just in time. So let's jump into the charts. This is the weekly, and let's see what's going on here. So we have a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom here in October 2023. That's essentially our bear market. You could also do, you can stretch it out from here, but it's essentially the same price. And you take your all-time high, which is going to be June 2021. And you get a 1.618 at $1,369. So you had 3 Fibonacci extension levels: the 1.272, the 1.414, and the 1.618. So both of the 1.272, the green level here, and the 1.414 have been met. And now only one target remains, and that's the technical target at almost $1,400. So from the bottom here, if we're gonna use the June 2022 bottom, that wick on the weekly, that is a 629% to the upside. Incredible investment opportunity for anyone looking to, or who was looking to ride BNB through this next bull market. We did an update on BNB not too long ago, and we covered this channel up pattern, and it's not an official channel up pattern because we only have one bounce off of the support, so it's not a channel up pattern per se. However, there was this resistance trend line that we managed to break above, and if you take a look at the volume indicator here, we have some volume coming in. So this is essentially confirming the breakout. This is not a fake out, it's a proper breakout above this resistance. Now what could end up happening in the future is we're going to see, once we run out of steam, eventually we're going to start coming back down, and hopefully we can hold that level as support before our next move to the upside. Okay, if we take a look at the relative strength index, we are in the overbought. Okay, this doesn't mean you have to sell immediately. However, looking at where we are in terms of the fib, looking where we are in terms of the RSI and the price action, you can see we're getting into the overbought now, and the price has reached 2 of its technical targets. So I would say right now, this is a good time to take some profits off of BNB. Okay, I'm not saying you have to sell your entire position. However, if you want to take out your initial investment, you want to sell 50% of your position, now is a good time to do that. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say that BNB is going to $5,000, $6,000 and so on, and it very well may do that, but we like to be conservative here on this channel. The bull market is not going to continue on forever. There's going to be another 90% drop for most altcoins. BNB in the previous bear market did 73%. So let's say we peak at $1,400, the 1.618 here. 73% is taking us down to $344. So that's going to be our potential next low here. Just in the golden ratio here between the 0.618 and the 0.5. But that's going to be in the next year, probably 2026 to 2027 is when that is going to play out. We'll see how long this bull market lasts, because there are some news coming from the US government that may incentivize the retail to start jumping into a lot of altcoins, allow what happened during COVID. So if we get to the 1.618, that's going to be another area to take some profits off of BNB. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to, set up a few targets here, maybe 1200, 1250, 1300, 1350, and so on and so forth, and just gradually sell your position. Don't dump it all, because maybe BNB continues pumping here, but there's always going to be a time when it's going to reverse, it's going to start coming back down. And if you're looking to pick up some BNB for short-term trades, you might want to do that on the way back to either this support or to the 20 EMA. So the 20 EMA there, the weekly 20 is going to be an important level for us to hold. We did manage to hold, well, if you look at this period here, let me just zoom in. If you're looking at early 2025, we had a correction below the 20 EMA, and we were hovering up around the 55, the red line there. So this over here was an incredible buying opportunity for anyone looking to buy BNB and ride this next wave to the upside. And that's exactly what happened. We hovered around the 55, and then we started printing higher lows and higher highs. And, this is the result. So the next correction may be similar, or that may be, just the build up to a bigger meltdown into the bear market. You might have, let's say you get to the all-time high here, you print 1400, then you have a massive correction, and then you have a dead cat bounce. You hit the golden ratio on whatever fib we're going to set up over here, right? And then you end up going into the bear market. You never know. That's why I would say when you're reaching these bull market top targets like the 1.618, that's why I would say it's always a good idea to, sell most of your position, if not all, and then just wait and see what happens. If you want to leave 5 to 10% of your BNB, just to see what happens, you're free to do that. But the 1.618 is a massive target. Let's see what happened here in 2018. I'm pretty sure we went far beyond the 1.618 here, but this was the inception of BNB, and it wasn't essentially a multi-billion-dollar project. Now it is, so you can be expecting these moves to the 2.618 fib, right? We should be careful. Now, what I would say is the second fib level is something to look out for. Maybe we do end up getting to a $2,000 price tag if we have a massive alt season, but I would say that's less likely. I would say if you want to play it safe, leave 5% of your BNB after the 1.618 and just see what happens, okay? It's not going to hurt you. Taking profits is never going to hurt you. In terms of a pullback, let's try to go on to a smaller time frame. This is a 4-hourly, really zoomed in, but just to see what's going on here. So the 4-hourly has been doing great, just higher highs and higher lows essentially since April, right? Since April, we've been in this nice move to the upside. What we can do is we can set up a Fibonacci on this most recent move. Okay, so we take the bottom in September, so that's September 26th, and the top in September, that's September 20th. And we just about got to the 1.618 multiple times here. So you could say on this smaller fractal, we've reached our target. We might have a retracement, potentially back to 1076, essentially retesting this previous top. You're going to come back down, retest it, and then have your next leg up in a bullish scenario. But you're essentially printing a double top there. You could also look at the RSI, and it's possible we're going to have a bearish divergence here, so you might want to keep an eye on this. So on the 4-hourly, you have your high over here, and that's your high there, but the second high is lower. And if the price continues pumping and we print a newer high, right? Another all-time high essentially, but the RSI stays below this high, it's going to be a bearish divergence, because you're going to have a higher high on the price action, a lower high on the RSI, and that's a looking glass into the future, letting you know that we might have a retracement. And a healthy retracement is needed at some point. I would say the 55 EMA on the 4-hourly is a good area to start getting into BNB. If you're looking for short to mid-term trades, long-term, I would say this is not the time to be getting into BNB, okay? This is not where you want to be getting into BNB, because you're late, right? You're late for those massive gains in terms of BNB. And again, it may continue pumping for, it may do another 3x here. We may be looking at a $400 billion market cap project, but at that point, Ethereum and Bitcoin and XRP and Tether are going to be way, way above what they're currently sitting at. So if BNB is sitting at a $450 billion market cap, then Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be, at much, much higher prices. And Bitcoin is already at 125,000. So make sure to be conservative. Don't try to run after these round numbers, these nice round numbers. They sound nice, but they end up, costing you a lot of money and time. So be careful. Let me know what are your thoughts on BNB, and let me know if you're planning to sell soon, and let me know what were your entries. I'd be interested to hear that. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and goodbye.